Parshas Vayetze. So this is a hemshich. Vayetze is a hemshich. Yaakov was sent to find a zivig, and Rivka and Yitzchak, they both had different reasons why. Even Parshas told us. Rivka wanted him to get two reasons. Wanted him to get away from Esav, and wanted to find a zivig also. And Yitzchak, I mean, according to the Parshas of the Psukim, Yitzchak wanted just to send him to find the zivig. Now, the aside is that these things, that when you find this is not stam, sipurim ba'alma, that karis avos or something like that. This is we're talking about the Yitzira from Klal Yisrael. That this phenomenal idea, I don't mean to keep hacking it, but it's something which the ganz Yiddishkeit is dependent upon. Is this idea from the Kedusha Zera Av? So and everything is dependent upon this Kedusha Zera Av. So that's why Vayetze Yaakov Be'eshova Vayelech Harona, he's going to be mamshich this idea from Kedusha's Zera Av. He's finding the zivik that's going to be mamshich this Yesod Gadol Nifla from the to find the to continue the Kedusha Zera Av, and Mamela, and that's the ganz Klal Yisrael's gebot of them. He was trying to make a shvatim. But Al Kol Panim, the pshat is that it's an interessante Zach, that this idea in the whole parsha we find that there's an asik from Avonim. The ganze parsha is filled with Avonim. So most people, you read through it. Avonim is Avonim. What's willst from a stein? That's a stein is a stein.
Isi is a teva.
I will. This is by uns. We understand that this is mamish very. If the Torah is going to become repeating it and this and everything is happening by Steiner, he's going out first. He's going out that vayikach me'avnei hamakom v'yosem e'rashosav vayishka v'makom ahu. So he took from the avnei hamakom. So we all know the Rashi brings down the Chazal of the Gemara in Chulin that he took the Yosef Rashosav. Rashi says also Kimin Mars of Sobi the Rosha Sheyarei Mipnei Chayas Ros. So he was afraid from these Chayas Ros. His Chila Mariva Zuim Zu. So they started fighting Zuim Zu. Zosameres Alayanich Tzadik Es Rosha. Zosameres Alayanich. So Weislich is not everyone said a tzaddik, but Zosam Eretz Allah Yanich. Miyad Osan HaKadosh Baruch Hu Even Achas. V'zu Zeh Shenemar V'yikakas Even afterwards a few psukim later is going to share Sam Mishrash Shosaf. So here it says Ve'avnei HaMakom, and over there it says a few psukim later is going to tell me that he took from the Evan. So the Evan, was it an Evan or was it an Avonim? Avnei HaMakom. So that's what the Chazal say. That's what Chazal learn. If you look at the Gemara in Chulin, it's nicht as a posh. I think Rashi's. It could be he's being marchiv to the Gemara to mandam in the Gemara. I don't know if it's that because there's a Reb Yitzchak over there that says that vayikach be'avnei hamakom he has one shot and Pshat and over there the Pshat and then it says Tana that they were all nivloim in Eben Achas. Was like that could be that's like a separate Indian, and Rashi puts them all together. It could be there's a medrash like that they put all together. But as they state in Rashi, and the Chayr is not so posh because you must have seen 1,000 times the Chazal, but it's unbelievable. What do you mean? He comes. He's putting on Marza. First of all, that itself is a pella. What are you doing? How are you keeping away with Chayas Rods? Because you're putting some stones around it. That's taka. So the answer he's doing it. Shtadlis, whatever it is. But it's what. And then they were Meriva Zuim Zu, and then they become and the Tachas Men Rashas of the that wasn't the point. The point was around him. The point was he wanted the stones around him, and all of a sudden now that they're getting, because they're fighting and they wanted this, so they get to be his pillow. He wasn't talking about that. He put the stones around in order to fight off the sun from whatever, however it works. I have no idea, but it works to keep away the Chayes Roas. So it's Torah Hezbollah. It's not so poshut. Even the poshut pshat, it's very, very not poshut. The poshut pshat, but okay. But right now, I don't think. Maybe we'll get to it later. But Ezra Hashem. But right now, the parsha is filled with avonim. There's the avonim over here. He's going. And he goes to the bear to find the zivig, and there's the Evan Gadol Al Pia bear. And then at the end of the parsha, he gets Lovin with the Lovin. He has the thing with Asik with Avanim, whatever. It's filled with Avanim. What's Bentus? What's the Yisod from Avanim over here? What's Bentus? So I think it says in the let's see where it says. Oh, you're going to get me for not using those things, whatever, oh, that's at the end of Bereshit, whatever. Okay, noch besser. Don't even have to go so far. By Birchas Yaakov over here. It's going Ben Paras Yosef, Ben Paras Alei Ayin, Bana Sada Alei Shur. This is by Yosef HaTzadik. Yistamuhu Bali Chitzim V'Teisha V'Eisen Chashta V'Yifozu Zroa Yoda Midei Avi Yaakov Misham Roa Evan Yisrael. So it's Vaisdachos is not so poshut. This is a big yisod over here. From the Birchas Yaakov you have Misham Roa Evan Yisrael. So Rashi says Nifla de Gezach. So again, we were magdim that last 2 weeks we're talking about this Meridik Yesod from the Kedushas Zera Av, the Mishpacha. So it's not Nishnor, it's not getting to Yerusha, but it's not getting. You'll see, it's not getting to Gans Yiddishkeit. Gans everything was dependent upon this Kedushas Zera Av. Even I feel the Torah is the Torah was a. So Rashi says, Evan Yisrael. What's that Evan Yisrael? Lashon Trikin, Ava Ben. Oh, it's Niflo. Evan Yisrael is Ava Ben. Av Hona Benin, Yaakov Abonov. Niflo de Gezach. That this Evan, when we're talking about Evan over here, we're talking about Avanim over here, we're talking about a Me'uyim Dika Indian from Ava Ben. This Hamshocha from Kedushas Av, the Zera Av to the Ben, and the Ben to his Ben, and Ben is the pshat that this is something which is mamish the yesod from what we're talking about, the yesod from Kedusha Zera Yisrael, which is nifla. And we know that Yosef, why is it Dafka by Yosef is there's a havlota that Yaakov tells him Misham Roa Evan Yisrael. Why is that because we know that Ein Ovas El Shlosha Shteitich. Elamai, the pshat is that we also know that all the mises of us is is mentioned in Bereshis, Sefer Bereshis, and the mises of the Shvotim is mentioned in Sefer Shmos. Doesn't go the other way. The only exception to this rule is Yosef HaTzadik. Yosef HaTzadik is a misa. It was nifter in Bereshis, and he's also his mises also mentioned in the Shmos also. So Chazal say the pshat he has a mixus din of an av. As Eila told us Yaakov Yosef is the pshat that Yosef at Tzadik was going to hashlama from the avhus from Yaakov Avinu. So the pshat was Manktos because we know the Yosef is called Yosef Tzadik Yisod Olam and it's Shomer Abris. And we know that the pshat is that a person that from Yaakov Avinu ve'elech, it's called mitosa shlema. That the pshat is Yisrael afal hishachot is Yisrael who, and he's kedushas Yisrael. That's the great milah from this mitosa shlema. But there was one way to get the Zer Yisrael, to get it out of Klal Yisrael, to take it out of the tchum from kedusha from Klal Yisrael. Why? A yid chas v'shalom is mezana with a shikta. You mezana with a akum. So the zera becomes whatever is born becomes a goy. So it's nisyachas after the mama. That whole kufa is nisyachas after the mama. We're talking about the kedusha from zera and the kedusha za'av, and the pshat is but if you're mezana, so therefore when Yosef HaTzadik was given a Rav Huna has a when Rav Huna was said when he was haltig stark. And then the soyin from the Eishes Potifar. So Mamela Pshas allein gepflanzt in Klal Yisrael the koach to withstand and that. So he was magdim the getter the pirza from losing that zera Yisrael. Otherwise, he's still alpha b'shachot Yisrael. No matter what it is, no matter how it happens, it's a Yisrael. Just in that file, in that way, it's not. That's Yosef. So Yosef was talking. Edel told us Yaakov. Yosef was going mamash. This is. That's why Nifladik is that Vayifaz Zera Yada Midei Ava Yaakov Misham Roa Even Yisrael. He's called the Even Yisrael because the Pshar said he was magdir at this pirza and Halzik Stark the Metzias from the Kedusha Zera Av. Oh. So Mamela we say it's very good. So you were talking about here in Parshas. Parshas told us. We said we got to the Yitzchak with Rivka. We said that they were the sherish of this idea, this nifladik idea. But Chazal say that the pshat is that for Gimel Daris there was a Zuma there. That Avram had a Yishmael and a Yitzchak had a Esav. And it was just Davka Yaakov Avinu who had with the Tosa Shleimo. But we'll see later. The pshat is that Rashi is going to tell me. But this birchus Avram, the bracha from the Mitosa Shleimo was taken. There was a mahalach in Avram Avinu. This bracha from birchus Av, the Zek Dusha Zera Av, that was really given to Avram Avinu. How is that shaykh was given to Avram Avinu? The pshat is that we know this is only by Yaakov Avinu ve'elech. So that's why you have all these rushes. Is Yitzchak Yikari Chazara. You're right. He had some kind of solace, whatever. We try to say, but Chazal Zogan does. It's a Gemara. So Mamela, so if Chazal Zogan does the pshat, so Mamela, in order that he should have that bracha from the kedusha zera av, it had to be Yitzchak Yikari Chazara. Yitzchak. Yitzchak Avinu Alein had and produced, and this is big Yitzchak, well, call Yitzchak. So they also had that bracha, obviously, like we were talking about, that hamshacha. That's why it's the overs. They're overs because the pshat that from Zay Kuman this nifladik Indian from Kedusha Zerav. The Kedusha Zerav, which is Gans Klal Yisrael, is totally on that Kedusha Zerav. And Ishtar, the Kedusha Zerav is a yesod from Klal Yisrael, but we'll see later in the Psukim, it's a yesod of the base of Mikdash. It's the yesod of the Torah. The Torah is gevot on this idea from Kedusha Zerav, and Mamela, that's why the whole mitzvah from Hilchas Talmud Torah, the mitzvah of Talmud Torah is whether Shinan Tom Levanecho Eil Talmidim. Nifla. The pshat that a Talmud is called hastis a banecho, because the pshat that is enechanami. That's the hamshocha from kedusha zeri Yisrael. The hamshocha from kedusha zeri Av is the derech haTorah is davke v'shinanton lo banecho, and the pshat is a memela. The pshat that's the idea. That the pshat is that the yesod, even from the yesod from Talmud Torah, is the void that the pshat has some Talmud to a ben. That's bencho. That's Even Yisrael. Even, right? And if you look at I forgot to tell you, but if you look at the Targum over there, well, I mean, he says it's airs up this for the pshat, but there we go. Missed it again, huh? Yeah. What's the Targum say? This is Pasuk Chav Daled over here, Mem Tes Chav Daled. He says, V'shavi besukfa rochatzonei b'chein yisremo the haval the ro'ohi v'achsin machusa u'sukeif do. That's it. Chav Daled. Havas le min kodam al takifa el takifa the Yaakov the b'meimre zan of hon uvnin zara the Israel. Those, I mean, it's with Pashut, Ava Ben is a Zari Yisrael, but it was this before she's Mavlit, the Targum, that Shaz Meret from the Zari Yisrael. And Menech, that this is the Hamshocha, this is Mamish what the Parsha is talking about. We're not talking about Stama Maisa Shoya, Kachoya. This is Vayetze Yaakov, V'Bershava, V'Yelech Haroni, is gegangen to Mekayim to have this Kiyum. From this Hamshocha from Kedushas Av, the Kedushas Zeri Yisrael. So Mamela Rav Shas, so we have the Ma'asav in the Sulam, and then it comes down and says here that's over there, and it says in Pasuk Chaf Aleph here, B'Shavti B'Shalom El Beis Avi. Was here Yaakov neder, gemacht a neder, and he told the Rebbeinu Shalom, if b'shavti b'shalom al beis avi, v'hoya Adonai li le'elohim, v'evan hazos asher samti matzeva yeh beis Elohim. So that you see Zok the Mefurish that this is the base, this is the sharish from beis Elohim, which means the beis Hamikdash. This here matzeva that he made v'kol asher titein le'aser asren eloch. The Evan Azaz, so we're going on that this was the one Evan that it became one Evan, and since it became one Evan, so the Pshat, so Matama exactly what did I do? But it Al Kol Panim, it was he put his head on this Evan. If you put all these Evanim together, how do you put your head on it? You're probably standing up. So that's the Gemara Tana. That they were all nivloim in one Evan. It's clear that the pshat that they were not like gigantic. Maybe they started off gigantic, but when they come into one Evan, but Al Kopani, that's where he put his head. And this Evan Azos Asher Samti Matzeva Yia Beis Elokim. I don't want to say that. I'm going to interrupt. V'kol Asher Titein Li'aser Asren Eloch. Rashi says. In the neder loshon al neder v'shavti b'shalom el beis avi v'hoya Hashem li le'elokim. Could have said it, but all right. V'hoya Hashem li le'elokim zok Rashi she'yachol shmo alai b'tchila v'atzof. It's nifli digazach. The b'shar that would hit the b'shar do'aretman. The b'shar that we're talking about that the consistent hashros hashchina on the Zeri Yisrael. We're not talking like a one-time thing, like, do for me and lechem lilbush and this. No, we're talking about the inconsistency. There's going to be hashros hashchina mitchila v'atzof. What's the tchila? What's up? Where's the sof? Shelo yimotze psul bezari. Rashi says, nifla. What's the tchila v'atzof? There should not be a psul bezari. It's mitosa shlema. That's what it means. K'mashikosav asher dibarti cho or ha'atochazu hevtiach la'Avraham. Sagt Rashi Mefurish that this haftocha that Shelo Yimotze Psul Bizarro was given to Avram Avinu. It's a kasher. What do you mean? You have to see Shmuel Chiga, but all right, so he did tshuva, but wasn't whatever it was. He's Yitzchok. He has an Esav. Shnam bar Liyas l'chol Elohim l'zarach la'acharecho. So there's a Zarach Acharecha. Of those Redman, both sides. This is the what we're talking about. This Evan Azos, and it was a right to this neder. B'Shavti b'Sholom al Beis Avi, and B'Hayu V'Liyah Havtachazu Havtich LaVram Shadabor, and it was two Avram Avinu, like we said. And I have this parenthesis in here. I don't know where it's coming from, but Zarachom Yuchas Shlo Yibotzi Bo Shum Psul. So it's mamish nifladik. This is the ganze Indian we're talking about over here. We're talking about Yitzä. He was Yitzä. Yaakov Avinu was Yitzä for this point. And over here, the Eben Azaz Asher Samti Matzeva, over here, what I was telling you before is the pshat that this is, first of all, it's a Beis Elokim, which is the Beis HaMikdash, obviously, and also the stated in Pirkei Reb Lezer and Perek Lamed Hey that not Nishno Adam. The pshat is that Akash Baruch Hu took this matzeva. This is in two places in the Mishnah that talks about the two kelim which are connected Torah. Where the two kelim connected Torah is the menorah and it's connected the Aron. And in both places there's the Evan over there. There was the Mishnah says there was the Evan in front of the menorah that they went up on, and the Aron Alein is given a standard of an Evan of Evan Shasiyah. So Mamela Pshah said this is Merit Niflet. This is the Yisod from Klal Yisrael. This is not Stam Pshato. This is not Stam Averto or something like that. This is Mamish the Yisod from Klal Yisrael, like the Yisod of Torah. And Mamela over there in the Pirkei Reb Lezer says in Perek Lamed Hey, the Pshah said the Eibishter took this stone, this matzeva that Yaakov, that whatever he made into one and stuff like that. Matzeva, the difference in a matzeva and a mizbeach. A mizbeach is made up of many stones, and matzeva is one stone. So what happened was that Yaakov, it says over there in the Pirkei Reb Lezer, Perek Lamed Hey, that he took Yaakov took 12 stones from the mizbeach, from the original mizbeach. That Yitzchak, his father, was Nekrev on. He took from the Akedah, from that Akedah, he took from that mizbeach, he took 12 stones from there, and that's what he was using. And that's what the Eibishter made of one stone, and on that stone that says the Eibishter put his foot on that stone and drove it into the earth, and that was that was the Evan Shasiyah. The Evan Shasiyah. So there's different chazals that maybe the Evan Shasiyah is from where the world began, or to sniff La'aretz, it says like over here, but I'll call upon him, it's from the Yesodus Olam. The Yesodus Olam. So the Yisrael Olam is the Beis HaMikdash, because we know that the Shachanti B'Sochem, that's what the Eibishter gewollt. From Anfang is a place, a Beis Dirossi, and that Beis Dirossi, and we know from Mitzion Teitzei Surah, the Pshah said the Gans Torah goes and emanates from Beis HaMikdash. The Pshah said that this is all gebot on this idea from Evan. This is Evan. This is the Mamas the Yesod from the Avos of Yaakov, which was Taka Haftacha to Avram Avinu also, but the Avram Avinu to Mekayim that Haftacha the Zarach without any psul. You had to make a miut in other zera that he had, other children that he had to be mismayed. Mashenke by Yaakov, is nifla. It's a nifla de gazak. He didn't get married yet, but here he had a haftacha. He had a haftacha that there is going to be a zera of the hamshacha. He's going to be a continuation of the hamshacha zera av. So it's mamish nifla. The parsha goes mamish beautiful. So then we say over here that he gets. So he's on his journey now to Mekayim, this Indian Nifla. I mean, it's like it's a different world. It's like these people are involved in different, they weren't going just to go to this. They were the Maimed Olamas, the Maimed, Mamish, Devarim Gedoli Ad Ma'ad. And before we get to, so that's also that it says over here. There's a Gemara, and I'll tell you, I'll read the original Lashon's Kedai. So many times the Maharal talks about the Torah, the difference between the Seichel HaTorah and the Seichel HaAdam. The Seichel HaAdam is a sichlius, is a regular sichlius in this world, what we would call that the Asara, Maimarish, and Nivra Olam, the Pshaz is the Geved Yisrael from the Yevanim. And we have the Seichel Nivdol, the Seichel Torah, which is the Seichel Elokim. So the Pshah said that's called that's the Seichel Nivdol. That's how the Maral's Lashon is. So a very interesting thing. This Evan, which we're talking about, which is the Yesod from Torah, which is the Yesod from Beis HaMikdash, which is the Yesod from Kedusha Zera Av. So the Pshah, so Zok the Maral, very interesting word. The Pshah is that he says Seichel zeh nimshel le'evan b'pi Chazal the Amar B'Lezer Seichel Nivdol is nimshel to an Evan. That's how we're talking. That's when we talk about Evan. So when we're talking about in the Torah, we're talking about an Evan here. We're talking about a Seichel Nivdol. Very interesting. Because the Gemara in Erevin is Gemara in Erevin. No doubt. He says Ma'id Eksiv es luchas Evan. So the Gemara fragt allein, what does it mean? Luchas, the Torah calls it a luchas ha'evan. The luchas, we're called luchas ha'evan. He says, Imishum Tairasa Kama Evan She'ena Nimchus Tairasa Miskayemes. Vim Lavein Tairasa Miskayemes. He says, because the Maral says in the Siva Torah, he says over there, he says, Bo Lomashim Ein Tairasa Kama Sharoi, Ela Seichel Ein Kiyim Klal Tairasa. This is a Lashon Maral. If the Torah person learning is not Fi Seichel Aroi, he's not telling suit to the Seichel Nivdal. He learns Torah, but by him the Torah is not nothing. It's a very mundane thing. If you're going to learn it and you think, if you're really in the back of your mind, you don't understand that these are Dvarim Elokim, Mamish Ad Ma'od. So the person missed the boat. That's what the Maral says. But it's here for Torah, Perek Daled. She'im ein Tairasa Kamosha Roy Ela Seichel. The Seichel Elokim ein Kiyim Klal Tairasa. That's a mamish meridik zak. I mean a baki and all the against, but if he's not mesiachis, zayin Torah to the Seichel Elokim, it's nothing. Ein Kiyim Klal Tairasa v'zekia Evan. That's why there comes a davar chazak v'kosher, ayin sham. The Evan is a davar chazak v'kosher, and it's not nispor from this world, he says, the Maral. Maral goes on to explain that an Evan, why is it an Evan dama to Seichel Elokim? Because the world, a person, you have gashmiistic things that are nispor from this world. They are affected, they change their tzura, according to the forces of this world. It says, Masha Ein came in Torah, there's no changing there. Ein, Torah, there's nothing, the Torah doesn't change. The Torah is the Torah from this generation, from this door, from all the Torahs. The Zelba Torah. This is Torah's Moshe Abdi. So unser Torah, unser Rebbe Moshe Rabbeinu. So Memele, the Pshat is the Torah, and it's Sichlius Elokim, which is not nispor from this world. It's not affected. It's not a gashmiistic zach, which is that's like an Evan. The marshal to that in this world is taka an Evan. An Evan is a shver zach. It's a davar kosher adbod. So Mamela, that's what the Torah is using. And as we're talking about, this is Ava Benon. You're going to tell me that this Metzias from the Hamshocha from Zera Av is a Pshaz HaMetzias. It's a Metzias, that it's not affected by anything that happens in the world. It's not affected by anything. It's a Dacham Metzias. So Memele Pshaz, so that's the Gans Torah is dependent upon, because Torah is the Seichel HaNivdal. And the Seichel Nivdal is the Pshaz, it has to be something which is Mamish Kosher Advod, is the Shver, you can't affect it. You're not able to affect it. That's why the Grada Rebbe Kiva, when he saw that was his the enlightenment. It was nifladik, and the enlightenment. He saw Mayim, which is nimshul Torah. And nimshul Torah, the only thing can change a rock is the is the consistency, the constant Torah, the constant drops of water of aser. You have water. Water which is a zach, which has no tzura to it. We're not having a tzura, which you're now changing. You're affecting something and causing the tzura to change. You're taking something which has really no tzura to it, the mayim tachtonim, and Rabbi Akiva understood from there that is do a zach in the welt, which is not in the spot in this welt. That can affect anything, even an Evan. But the like the mashal to this idea from Torah is b'shas dafkin Evan. So it's not very nice. It's very unbelievable here. And the Maral brings down a medrash, but Mitzvah brings down a medrash. Evan zeh Yaakov. There's a medrash that Evan is Yaakov. Nifla. Evan is Yaakov. The Ksiv Visham Roa Evan Yisrael. V'zeh Lashon. This is the Maral's Lashon. But davar zeh inyan omuk ma'od. Masha koach Yaakov nikra koach Evan. That's very nifla. But we're getting a little bit of team of this. Ki Yaakov yesh lo koach kodesh nivdol. Because anything which is a kodesh nivdol, kodesh means the Rashba brings down kodesh, the taich from kedusha. If I ask you what the taich of kedusha is something which is nivdol. from this world. Now, Kodesh Baruch Hu is Kodesh HaKadoshim, is the Pshaz Hodeshkin Shaykhs, ain't no goof, ain't no nothing. That's no Shaykhs to this world. So the Pshaz, that's the Kodesh HaKadosh, that's the Kodesh, the Rebbeinu Shalom. And Ki Kodesh Oni, when it says Ki Kadoshim Tiyu, Ki Kodesh Oni means that's our tafkid in this world. We got to be part. We're here in the world, but we're avonim. We're not nispo from this. We're separate from this world. We are separate from the world. Doesn't mean the world people. It means the world everything. Any part of the gashrus in this world would be separate. We're sitting at a table. We have geshmak zachen here. That is but that's only when you use it for the purpose of Torah. When you use it for the purpose of avodas Hashem for Torah, megmen dos nutzim verkehrt. Adarabah, that's the tachlis of everything. Mashenkin osadem, you have no business with the world. It's nothing to talk about. Ki Yaakov yesh lo kodesh nivdol. Ki Yaakov, he says, hu hakodesh befrat. Yaakov, you say in the Shemona Esrei, was that the first bracha is connected of Avinu, second bracha of Techiyas Amesim is connected to Yitzchak Avinu, the third bracha is Atal Kodesh is connected to Yaakov Avinu. Kamash you do b'chol makom, but that's you do the Kizach. Olakak si v'hekdishu as Kodesh is a Yaakov. Ki dama davar hanivdol le'evan. This musik, the only kind of the sabras ozen, the only kind of idea that we can give to people, that we ourselves have to have this idea that of a dogma to something which is really betzim kodesh in the world is an evan. Ki chomer hu mispal. Chomer, like we said, a chomer is mispal. Ava hanivdol, something which is not a chomer which is nispal. Eino mispal raku pol be'acher. It does not get affected by other things. It affects. You can take a rocket, you can go hammer something, but you can't, it's very hard to break a rocket. Ve'einu mekabel is pilus. L'chach nikru Yaakov Avinu love Evan. Ki Evan einu mispal ki hu chazak ma'od v'hu pa'ol ba'acher. L'chach atari lo niktubon al luach shal zov v'kesef. So that's, back to the Gemara. That's what we can start off. This is the Gemara. The Gemara fact for Vosok, the Torah, that the luchas were luchas Evan. My nafkamina. They said, no, the Torah is telling you Yisodis. The Torah is telling you Gavaldik, unbelievable nichlik Yisodis over here. It's when the Torah that says the difference when Shigashriben of what? Of luchas Evan. The Pshah said that there's luchas Evan, not Zav Kesef. You would think you write it on gold, right? It's Feldishkin gold over there. You can write on there a nice, beautiful thing and have it there. No. This is Torah. Torah is getting out after the gold, and it doesn't get after the kesef. Okay, the Torah is something which is nivdol, the seicha elokai, rak al even ad kan l'shonim. That's the maram. So that's what he means. Also, so that's what in the Rashi we saw. Breishis, the Divrei Maskeh Even Yisrael lashon atrikin ava ben. Avon Abanan Yaakov Abanan Ad Kol Hashem. Who davar niflo ma'od. Shemedreges Evan shehu seichal niflo Kodesh Yaakov. Who kolo Av Ben. Davke. You want to get this. This is the idea from Zera Kodesh, Zera Mishpachas Av, Zera Yisrael. You want to really get that this idea of kedusha, the kedusha which is not nispol from this world. This is the mama halach niflitz. I told you it's the ad karei kakter. I'm going to be asked by ma edav. They tell me nisim I'm going to have children and this. And all right, no problem. But such a concept. It's a concept which is mabul loy. It's unbelievable. It's niflidik. And this is Vayetze Yaakov Yelech Lecharona. He's Yael. That's what we're doing. We're witnessing. We're learning. The Chumash. The Chumash is educating us to what in the Yitzira from Klal Yisrael, the Yitzira from Nifla the Kenyan. Upasuk Zehu Beberchas Yaakov LeYosef Hatzadik VeHovid Sheikar Hatzak. So also the Maral says that the big Zayin Nasiva Satera here, Nasiva Terah. Sheikar Torah kasher mashpia also lacherim. So this is what we said. This is why the Torah put the mitzvah from Torah, Talmud Torah in V'shinantum levanecho, Because that's the Iker Metzias HaTorah. This Metzias HaTorah, which the Torah is, as Heichal Nivdal, which is not Nispofen as well, which is Kodesh, has not, we're not part of the Welt. V'zeu, a Meses HaSeichel. He says that's mamish the Meses HaSeichel, the Maral says in the Siva Torah. Emes HaSeichel, what do you make? You can get people that have intelligent people, very, very fine, intelligent people. Like that's, he said, but that's Bahamas. What the Taz in Shulchan Aruch, when it says what's the chiluk between a bracha you make on a Chacham Yisrael and the chiluk between a Goyish Chacham is on a Chacham Yisrael. The Taz the chiluk is when in Shulchan Aruch in Gemara says that we paskin like that the halach is on a Chacham Yisrael you make Shecholach Mechachmaso the Reyav, and Masha Enkein on a Chacham from the Akum is you make Nosan Mechachmaso. So the Taz, what's the chiluk? The chiluk is when you say Cholak, it means you're always in Yachas to the other half, other part. You Cholak Mechachmaso. When you walk around, you see Gedolei Yisrael, you see them. That's right. You have Mezait get the kite. You see Torah. You see the Mamish, the Mamish. So for whatever chiluk they have, it's reflected. It reflects even. It reflects the godless and the Torah. Mashen came by an Akum. Chacham Akum could be the Stephen Hawking. So doesn't make a difference. The Pshat is that he's a brilliant fellow. But you make Shenosa Mecher because you don't see from him. You wouldn't see any kind of kedusha. You wouldn't see any kind of getlakite. You don't see on these people. I know the Rav Otner was once asked, what bracha you make on Einstein? So he says, definitely not. Obviously not. Einstein, no matter what he was, and no matter how deep and gewaldig is, but he wasn't osik in the seichel and nivdal. He was the seichel of this world. It was in seichel of this world. The seichel of this world said we don't. That's not a Yiddish zach. The Yid is osik in the shecholach mechacham, the seichel and nivdal, the seichel and seichel eloki. So seichel eloki. So that's exactly what we're talking about. And this whole yesod of this is the Av and Ben. It's nifla. It's the base of Mikdash. That basin. They took the stone from this Yaakov and it was going to go and take and make and find a shidduch for this mamish, this purpose, this understanding. And if Yaakov understood that he's going to be a mitos or shleima or not, but he understood that it was going to be a zerav. Whether maybe there'll be a miyut from his zera also. I don't know I'm not sure if he understood right now that that's going to be, because he said that he got the same bracha. He was getting berachos that the bracha was given to Avram Avinu. But Al Kopanim was this concept. He was going to go be mamshik the zerav, which is nifla admod. Abazay. So maybe it makes you keep going in the parsha. So he's going for this purpose. V'yisa Yaakov Ragla v'yelech artza b'nei Kerem, and he sees these roid son, shlosha edreit son, routzin lek min aber hahi yashku hadorim. The ber hahi is yashku hadorim. So Pshaz, what does that mean? Pshaz, we said the Torah. That's what we're talking about. When we're talking about the Mabul, it's not getting a Torah like Chazal say. The Asador is really rude that they could have gotten the Torah had they been deserving of it. Since they weren't deserving, so but Nishmas Moshe Rabbeinu was born who was created in that door of Mabul. So Mabul, the Mayim is Mayim. Mayim is Torah, like the Gemara in Tainus. So Mayim is Torah. So ki min abera hi yashku hadorim wa even gadol al pi aber. Nifladik. Who's being shomer the bear? Who's being shomer the Mayim? Who's being shomer the Yisod Torah that we're talking about? It's an Evan. It's an Evan. That's what we're talking about. This how good for this of Das Redman. The Pshat, you're taking an Evan. The Evan, the way the Shmira is a Torah. The Shmira from this idea that the Torah is the Getaklight, is the Seichel and Nivdal, is Av and Ben. Is the Hamshacha Av and Ben. So the Evan Gedola al Pi Aber. They couldn't move it. V'nesva shama kol adarim v'golu as a Evan, me'al Pi Aber, v'hishku as a son. You needed all the adarim together. Why? Because that's like a mashal. They happen on an abyssal to the Shabbat mitzvahs b'nei Noach. They have an abyssal shaychis to the be'er in the point of the Sheva mitzvahs, but it's say kosher. It's not for them. It's not for them. And Akum is, we know there's also Keter is not what's come to them. So Mamela Reb Shar said that's mamish nifladik. It's pili ploy. Ve'yeshiva sa even al pi aber l'mekama, and then the Yaakov Avinu comes. Vayi kasher ro Yaakov es Rachel bas Lovan achi imo. Also, in the Siach is after the son, Lovan Achi Ima. Son is always talking about the Hamshach from Dairis. The son, that's what that son is. Son Kodshim. Vayigash Yaakov Yogo as Evan. Me'al Pi Aber. Vayashkes at son. Lovan Achi Ima. So it comes along Yaakov, he takes it off like nothing. Because why? Because he's that Ava Ben. The Evan Yisrael. Yaakov Inus, this Evan Yisrael. Is mamash nifladik. So Rashi says over here, "V'yigash Yaakov yoga ke'adam shemabres apakach me'al pitzluchis lo diachosh kochel gadol." What's meant? What does Rashi want from me? Well, they tell me that he had muscles and he could pick up an Evan like nothing, they needed 20 people to do it, and he could do it with one. I don't think so. That's not what the Torah is not relating to us in that we're just talking about the Hab and Azachin, and he's going and what's he's doing? He's going after to be mamshik the Zerav, the Kedusha Zerav, to be Ma'amid Klais, Ma'amid Yud-Beis Shvotim, which is that's why he took Yud-Beis in Avonim from the Mizbeach, that it was Nakad Yitzchak, and they made a Matzeva, and then the Pshaz they came to one when Niflu Diganes, and the Kadosh Baruch Hu would put his Regel Yamino on it, and he stuck it into the earth, and this is the Eben Shasiyah, this is Maimid the Ola, whether it was from Unfang creation, like that, from Unfang Bria, or for what it was now, but it was a Snif La'aretz. There's nothing to talk about in this. So this is what this fellow is doing. He's coming. He's a Malach Elokim. He's coming, walking on the earth, and he has the most unbelievable ritzanos over here, the most unbelievable mission. What he's coming to do. So what does it mean? Is Karchel Gadol? Tosenian. It was Karchel Gadol that he was the one that was able to go be Mamshik. He's the Mamshik there. He's the Evan Yisrael. He's the Evan Yisrael. He's Karchel Gadol. He's able to Mekayim this grosser Inyan from Evan Yisrael. So Mamelu B'Shar said that's what the Lodiach said. How do you do that when he takes off an Evan? Because like we just said, like when you're able to understand the Sprach. And you can talk, and you understand what the Torah is doing, so it's a different chumash. It's Ma'aser Sipur Ba'almud, as the man is coming to do. Unbelievable that the Yisaras HaOlam is coming. The Yisaras HaTorah, Yisaras HaOlam is the Kiyam HaOlam. The Pshat of Evan Shasiyah, Evan Yisrael, he's the Dos. So the Pshat, so that's Kochav Gedolah. That is his Kochav Gedolah over here. So maybe that's very, very interesting. Very interesting, and it's a lightning thing. Whatever, that's the Pili Play. Comes that's the round, the second or third, whatever you would when you get to put onto the over there. So then at the end of the parsha, we come to a Lovan. So Yaakov, after he has his shvatim, so it's very good. Is Vayhi. Is that's what's the passing over there? But that's yeah. V'haya beis Yaakov eish beis Yosef lahava beis Esav lakash. So it's nifla digazach. The pshat said that this Indian, when Yaakov, why did he leave beis Lavan? The tachlis was done. He went. It was he understood. He's coming here to be Ma'amid Dairis, Ma'amid Shvatim from Zera'av, and the Yisrael from the ganze Bria and the ganze Torah. Bereishis bar Elokim b'shvil Torah shenikar reishis v'shol Yisrael shenikar reishis. So Mamela B'Shas, that's why he was the Beis Yaakov was the Eish, and Beis Yosef was the Lahava, or Beis Esav was the Lakash. So very interesting zach that Rashi over there says. Well, the Rashi over there says the Lamed Chafei. Where's the Lamed Chafei Rashi there? Oh, there we go. Vayi kasher yolda Rachel es Yosef v'yamar Yaakov el Lavan shalcheni ve'elecho el Mekomi ulo arzi. We know that Mekomi is Ribbon Shalom. It's Mekomi Shalom. That's the Mekomi going to go to this mamash nifla to get an idea. So Rashi sagt over there Chafei kasher yolda Rachel es Yosef. And we said Meredith before that Yosef Atzadik was the Hashlama, that was the Edo Total Yaakov Yosef. He was the Hashlama of that Avhus from Yaakov, you know. V'haya beis Yaakov eish beis Yosef lohava beis Esav lakash eish below lohava eino shalit lemerachuk. Oh, this is a marshal of being shalit lemerachuk. If you have just plain eish, it's not going to go anyplace. You need fuel. You need it that it should go be able to spread. What is it spreading? That is the marshal of the Hamshachos Zera Kedusha Zera Av. You want the eish to be able to go weiter. You're gonna have an Avram Avinu. You can have an eish, Gavaldik eish. You can have but it has to go weiter from that. You can have a Yitzchok. It has to go weiter than that. And have Yaakov. It has to go weiter. So once he saw that Yosef was the guarantor from this Kedusha's Av, so that's when he saw that he was able to leave. So Melech, the Parshas is niflit. It's just one hemshich from this idea from Hamadas Kedusha's Av and Klal Yisrael, the Zera Av comes along. So he leaves, and Yaakov, we know all the mices that Yaakov chases after. She steals the trophim, and he leaves. He goes. Comes along, it says V'yan Lovan at the end of the Parsha Vayetze. V'yan Lovan v'yamer el Yaakov bonos benosai habonim bonai v'hatzon soni. V'chol asher ataro lihu v'levnosai mo esal le'elu hayama levneyam asher yolodu. Niflet igazach. There's the Mefarshim as we know in the Haggadah Shel Pesach. Says that Yaakov was going, the Love was going, the extra guy, not like Paro, that he only wanted to kill the Zecharim. He wanted to love and wrote a lakar sakol. So the Sach Mefarshim asks, where do you see that? Fikeret Adarabah. It's Bonai Bonosai. Everything is. What do you see? He wants to be lakar sakol. He's tining on Yaakov. You know, well, you're taking away my kindle look. You're taking away my the enach look. You're taking away all the things over here. What are you taking? What are you doing over here? That doesn't sound like a guy that wants to be lakar sakol. You don't got to read the Chum. If this is what we're doing, if Yaakov Avinu is coming to make the Yud Beis Shvatim, to make the Hamada from this Hakama, the Malchus, Mamlechus Kahanim, and Goy Kodesh, from the Zera Av, then the Mishpacha Zera Av, which is the Torah, which is the Beis HaMikdash, which is the Metzion Teitzei Seira, and that's the Mamish they covered, is like we once said from the Gemara in Chagiga, is on the Malchi Asharis, when the Beis HaMikdash in Kuyim was Shteiter Broch Shein Kavod Malchusa Lo'elam Voed, on the 6, there were 6 Kanafayim, and when there was no Beis HaMikdash, there was only 4 Kanafayim. It was felt in the Kavod Malchusa. But the Kavod Malchusa is Beis HaMikdash, and so that we said that was the Rego Yemina from Hakadosh Baruch Hu. He took the matzeva and he put it down. This is Beis Elokim. So Enechanami. So Yolavan obviously is coming against that. What do we say? Because he was Mesiachis everything to him. Nifla. You want to know where Yolavan wanted to be Akar as a kol? Lavan wanted to destroy this idea. We said before that Lavan, that the Goyim constantly are coming against the Zera Av, the Leitzani Ador, are coming Misabra Sarah Avimelech Misabra Sarah. They have the Amalek is the Pshad coming against Keneged Zera Yisrael. That's what Tos is the Vod, don't you, Rabbosai? This is the Tekuma. This is the Indian the soul from the ganze Welt. And the Pshad Mamela, the Lavan, if he's not such a great guy, the Pshad said he's coming against that. Why? How does he say? Where do you see that? He says Abonas Benosai. He's Mesiachas after him, after Mishpachas Aim. He's telling you that this is meine Kinder. These are meine Techter, meine Kinder. Oh, you're coming to mamish directly to Mavato, this Indian, this ganze Indian of what Yaakov was coming to do. He's coming to Mashtel, ganz Klal Yisrael, and you're coming to he's not coming to Lakar as a call. How could it be? What do you mean? It's my kinder. It's not your kinder. It's not your kinder. This not yet. So it's the Miget Boss and Mishpachas Av, the Zerav. So Memelis, that's not your kinder. Not your kinder at all. So B'shas Memelis is a nifladik. So that's what it goes on over here. That's what he says. V'ato l'chol nichras bris ani v'ato. That was Pasuk Mem Gimel. Mem Dalet, he says he wants to make a bris. Ani v'ato v'oyel eid beini abenecho. Okay, what's wrong with the Yikak Yaakov Evan? Oven v'yirimeho matzevo. Oh, no, the nifladik is that. So how does Yaakov respond to this love and coming and wanting to be Akras Akol, Lakras Akol? He takes, he says, V'yikak Yaakov oven. Nifladik. Takes an oven. No, this is not benosai, nothing. This is nothing to do with you. This is oven. This is Av and Ben. No tricking Av or Ben, Evan Yisrael. This is nothing to do with you. Vayamar Yaakov v'Echav likto avonim. And he tells us, what does he do? He says to his... so Rashi says over there, I'll stop for a second. Yamar Yaakov v'Echav, which Echav? What brothers are over here? Rashi says, very nice. Heim Bonov. Avdos Redman. That's what we're talking about. He's talking to his kinder. He's talking to his kinder. The shehayelo achim nigashim the pshat, that's what we're talking about. This is the Indian. This is the Asik over here. The pshat is talking about Av Ben. This is Evan Yisrael. So he took an Evan and he remarried Batseva. He comes to and Yaakov tells us Echad liktu avonim v'yikchu avonim. Hey, no nifladik. Yikchu avonim v'yikchu avonim. What's the like? It sounds like it's a topical he's going into, like the liktu and the yikchu and this and very interesting to say. So if you look at it, Yosef Yaakov is the same gematria as liktu avonim and me'avanim liktu and v'yikchu avonim. That's mamish the same gematria like that. That's a mamela pshat that this is the Yaakov Yosef. This is the Bashtel. This is the Yesod from ganze Welt. Is the pshat? That's what he says right away. V'yamar Yaakov l'Echav liktu avonim v'yikchu avonim. What's the fit? Just tell him make a barbecue, make a this. What do you got to tell them to go how to do it and how Bashtel the thing over there?
It's 13 times Shemavaya. That's the gematria.
Yeah.
Because Yaakov is Shemavaya, and they have 12 other tzurufim around them. It's Echad.
All right. V'yasol gal v'yachlo sham ala gal. So v'yikra lovan yigar sa'adusa v'Yaakov karu lo galeid. So this some sofer over there says because Yaakov allowed in the Devarim he has a few drushes on Zion of. And over there, the Chassam says because Yaakov only allowed 2 words of Aramaic to come and to enter into the Torah, the Yagar Sa'adusa, so Mela, that's why the Saris and Klaisa. It's a tremendous zach, the Indian from sidebar. Vayikra love in Yagar Sa'adusa, Yaakov Kara lo Galeid. Vayamra love, that's it's mamish. So you see that there was a standoff here, and Lavan had to admit in the end that Enacham, you go your way. This is going to be, it can be Maimed Klal Yisrael. There's going to be a Hamada from Klal Yisrael, the Yisod from Kedusha Zerav. But he says over there, Im Tanes Benosai Vim Tikach Noshim Al Benosai. But if it's not going to go good, it's going to say good, and the Geherik said, and where the deal's off. He said, I'll have nothing to do with you. You'll be mine with your Klal Yisrael, your Kedusha Zerav, and everything like that. But if things don't go, Ein Ish Imanu Rei Elokim Eid Ben Yevenechlem. So this is Rabbi said. This is the Nifladik Indian, which is going on over here, and the Parshas Adan the Parshas Mezaitis Adan the Ogan. It's Pilip Loim. There's not a thing over here which happens to be like a Sipur Balma or something like that. Chas v'shalom. But
if you take the Anachrius,
yeah,
that it's not Nimshach Acher Av. That's what Lavan's saying. Fine, you want the Ben, the Zer Yisrael, but if you take the Isha Al Benoisai, Anachrius, that it's going to be, the Zer is going to go to the
Isha. Yeah,
the Isha.
very good. Yeah, very good. Very good.
Yeah.
So one second, time or what? What time is it?
It's 43.
43. So we have a couple of minutes to just. I mean, I was going to get back to the but
all night.
huh? No, don't be a spokesman. They didn't put your spokesman over here. He's still in the middle of a Shavuot over there. All right. So anyway, so just nifla to give what the pshat is that that's a pshat. Out of what is that Rachel stole the trophy. She comes in and Lavan gets to them. He comes. Oh, I wanted to tell you the Ramban is nifla. Just to finish off over there. The Ramban says, the Ben Ramban. It says the Kedai Ben Ramban. If you don't mind, just 1 second.
The bris milah.
Valid.
Yeah.
So we said before the Rashi with the Vayamar Yaakov the Echov, and the Rashi says that those are Bonov, and this is Mamshon Zerinian from Avu Ben. But the Ramban is mefachfek a little bit on Pshat. Zok the Ramban v'yitachin ki masha Amar Belovan v'yikach es Echov imo. Is what we're talking. That's not what Yaakov talked to Echov. He told what Belovan took to his Echov imo. Heim krova b'nei mishpachtam izera nocher achi Avram. If you remember, a few weeks ago, we spoke about it with the Rabbi Chanan's Akasha. The Pshat is, what do you mean? The Pshat is, what was he saying? The Ben Besek Eliezer is Yerush Osi. The Pshat is, no. The Pshat is that he has plenty, he has Yarshim. What are you worried about? The Pshat says, no. In Torah, is the Pshat is a Dafke Zun, because he's Omid B'Makom the Av, but he's not a Yerush. There's no Yerusha by the Akum. And maybe the Pshat, that's how it goes. So the Ramban is Baruch Chodsha. V'yitachin ki masha Amar Belovan v'yikach es Echov imo heim krova b'nei mishpachtam izera nocher achi Avram. Beautiful. He takes, who does he take? He takes from mishpachas aim. He takes mishpachas. He takes this and he goes and he says that, or he says mishpachas av. Even he takes achi Avram and he says that these are the Yershim. Who's he bringing? The thing with Yaakov? Yaakov, we just said it. The Megansa coming to in mind with the mishpachas kedushas ha'av. And he's bringing the Yarshim that he said, the Yarshim from Mitzad Av, Mitzad Avram, bringing his brothers. That was the Kasha. They said no, there is no Yerushalayim going, but by Lavan that was Banos Benosai. That was his the ganze Indian. He was coming to be okay. This idea from Kedushas Nifla. Okay. Anyway, so very quick. We'll finish off that Rachel Imena stole the trophy. Okay, so if the Torah I once heard from Shlomo Cweiber that the Torah, when the Chumash is talking only about Gedolim. There's no mediocre people in the Chumash. When we mention a certain, either he's a big Rasha, he's a big Tzaddik, but there's no power of it. There's no in between over there. So the Pshat, Lavan, and not only a big Rasha, but the Pshat, Lavan was a serious man. He changed a trickster, like he was like a nifla. He's a Yachima Ramos. The Pshat, Lavan or Ramoi. The Pshat said he was a smart guy. He was a trickster, not a very big trickster. So what's going on here? You could have asked Shlomo Cweiber. I would have told you where the trophy was. He comes into Rachel's tent. He comes in that this love is there and this and this. You can't find it. He looked at every place. He searches every place. There's one place he didn't search. She's sitting there, like whatever. Rachel Imenu. So where do you think it is? Exactly where do you think it is? You need to be a PhD for this one. Like this is unbelievable. And he goes, he takes it, and he takes it, and he buys it. He says, I can't. It's a pellet. It's like, and if you're talking about something which is not important, where the Torah is relating it, so the Pshah said, this is nifla de gazak. What kind of thing is that? Pellet to me. I said, mamash a pellet. So I found that in the Medrash Tanchuma, and it says in Parshas Tazri, I think. Sarah Tazri, I think it's Tazri. The pshat is that in the beginning used to be that men also had riyas dam. There's a guess over that says mayim, but they changed it to dam. They had riyas dam, and it comes with all, I guess, all the picture figures of whatever goes on over there, but so and Rachel Amenu, she knew the gig was up. He checked, gave her a benefit out. He went all around. He knows where it is. Of course, he knows where it is. So he comes in, and Rachel Amenu says, "Ta." He says, "I'll make a deal for you. Derech Noshim Li, I'll take on for now from all the Deris that only the Viber will have, only the Nekevus will have the Riyas Dam." It's a Medrash Tanchum, and only this, and you leave me alone. You machnish vissendik. Machnish vissendik. Wow, the gewaldige deal. So Lava jumped. He knew a good deal when he saw one. You get a trophy, you get another trophy. But this is a deal like this. This is gewaldig. So this is mamish. This is what goes on over here. He won. He took. He saw it. He said he closed the deal. Better than you. You understand? This is a great deal over here. So nothing to talk about. Is that unbelievable? Really fine.